Здоровался, продолжай проходить Шерлока Холмса. Бродим все еще в нашем особняке. Значит, воспоминания детства. Старая
I used
стремянка.
this ladder to look at the top shelf, right? On the day of Mother's breakdown upstairs.
Right you are, Sherry.
Так, и что случилось?
We heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what. And we didn't have a great view from behind the statue.
When you're finished here, can we build a wigwam from the blankets? Like in the good old days?
The books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
Ну погнали, что-то я не совсем понял, что надо сделать. Нет. Вот так, наверное.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Больше тут ничего нет уже.
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait. Did you hear that? Come here, Sherry.
You call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them.
Любопытный разговор. Это случилось 9 апреля, вскоре после сцены в комнате Вайлет. Шерри захотел поиграть с артефактами в хранилище редкостей, ну а я, разумеется, пошел с ним. Там мы случайно послушали разговор Майкрофта и Отто Рихтера. Брат Шерлока был зол, он считал, что доктор Рихтер лечит их мать сомнительными методами, которые скверно не сказались. Он назвал Отто шарлатаном.
I heard a noise in the hall. Let's check it out. Sherry, look! We've got a parcel.
Приглашение Фогель. Уважаемый мистер Холмс, жду вас в особняке Курта Манчиоса на Торквиз-Лейн через дорогу от аббатства Кордона на севере Гранд-Сарая. Приходите немедленно, если вы не можете, приходите все равно. Чтобы избавить вас от лишних трудностей, высылаю подходящий наряд. Надеюсь, он вам в
An
пору.
invitation that comes with a mask.
Нет, жертвенный Агнец не пойдет. А, блин, это...
We can't miss this, Sherry.
Блин, это важно это, что ли? Походу, это обязательное задание, потому что оно находится вот здесь. Так. Ну, погнали, ладно. Так, сразу, где оно находится? Особняк на Торквиз через дорогу от аббатства на севере Гранд-Сарай. Значит, где у нас Гранд-Сарай? Где у нас аббатство? Значит, мы летим сюда. Торквиз-Лейн через дорогу от аббатства. Вот аббатство, а вот Торквиз-Лейн. Видимо, нам куда-то вот сюда.
That was the third in a row.
Стоп, а мне надо, наверное, переодеться? А что он мне дал? А я не знаю, что он мне, кстати, дал. Я правильно оделся?
That was the third in a row, and all are in ground.
Нет, я явно не так оделся. Князь тьмы, вот скорее нам вот это надо одеть. Вот.
Welcome.
О!
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
Это что-то типа с свинки-вечеринки, что ли?
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
Как он забавный.
You have such...
Добыть сведения для сенсационной статьи о здешних богачах. Не, это я не собираюсь сделать.
My goodness, Sherlock. They made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine.
I'm
Do you still
coming,
need a
Sherry.
crack, despite
Just
being a theory?
give me another second.
Ах ты маленький извращенец.
One of these books must open a secret passage. I know it.
Извращуга маленькая.
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not healthy for handsome men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course, and something to smoke, or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual, a potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
My mind already operates at a far higher level than most. I struggle to believe anything could improve it. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next, visit the victims, ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now,
Здесь я пробовать не буду,
our
я думал
evening
подизучить.
begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
Так, 2 улики обновлено. Так, где теперь сама суть это найти библиотеку. О,
Nancho's had to enforce.
это стало плохо. Значит, что-то там политический кризис, и больше я не запомнил.
Nancho's had to.
Нет. Да. Нет. Нет. Да. Нет. Нет. Отлично. На предыдущем званом вечере произошел скандал. Прусская графиня застала своего жениха, заместителя губернатора Коудена, в компании молодых людей. Союз имел исключительно политический характер, но чувства графини были подлинными. После этого случая отношения Кордона и Пруссии разладились. Мало кто выступил против заместителя губернатора
That's
его.
what I like about this party. Bring me more dirt, Sherry. One
желтая
more piece,
пресса.
and I can expose these base hedonists. I think we deserve a rest.
Enjoy the event, sir.
Do you know what was here before Manchiosa's family?
Мрачная история особняка развалины. Дорогой оккультизмом. О, нихера, просто понатыкалось, все. До Манчиосов особняк принадлежал архитектору, который увлекался оккультизмом. Он всю жизнь стремился воспроизвести описанный в старинном фолианте могущественный ритуал. Обычные магические круги оказались недостаточно мощными, и он возвел этот особняк. Можно заметить, что его стены образуют оккультные символы, а кое-где есть и загадочные ниши. Однажды архитектор исчез, а в доме осталась только кучка пепла на полу. Возможно, он достиг своей
I'll
цели.
pin them down, Biscoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
Ходят слухи. Так, ладно, как пройти в библиотеку?
Romantic poetry, Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower? Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends.
Ага. Оу.
My God. Was he here this whole time?
А кто это? Татуировка что-то скрывает, клеймо
This crude
раба.
tattoo partially covers a slave branding. A blunt force trauma may have suffered an internal hemorrhage.
Фига, кинжал ритуальный, что ли, какой-то?
This golden handle has a bloodstain on it. The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart. The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it. He died right here.
Мне не нравится, что нас сюда заманили. О, Фогель.
The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars.
Фогель, ты дурак?
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right, then pull yourself together, Werner. What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere. Often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death. How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio, and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh. Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then we were...
Filling time?
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Mr. Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil. Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principal. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
Джон там на на заднем плане.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
Хитрая жопа мангуст. Джон.
This elaborate box, this oil has a slight aroma. The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony.
Oh.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion.
Угу.
An open wound spoiled the carpet.
Кочерга.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves? Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was
То
unopened.
есть отсюда все, видимо, началось, да? Тут он получил по башке.
What about a quick pillow fight?
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. Blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain. Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set. This is a different ritual.
Я нашел сценарий какого-то ритуала с припиской в начале. Прочесть, отрепетировать. На алтарь посреди цветов ложится обнаженная женщина, гея мать земля. Тот, кто проводит ритуал, поливает ее маслом, чтобы пробудить утробу богини. Участники ритуала вместе взывают к тому, кто утолит тоску геи. Затем выходит мужчина, олицетворяющий источник жизни, и сходится с ней в порыве страсти. Матиста, не обделяй гостей вниманием, им с тобой скучно. Они не желают выслушивать твои бредни, дай им понять, как они прекрасны и какой ты можешь быть щедрой. Ты здесь для того, чтобы дарить им удовольствие и украшать жизнь. Не забывай, что каждый гость дорого заплатит за время с тобой.
How can anyone accept such behavior?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal. Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Manchos.
Это точно
The key
похоже
is similar
на
to the one that Vogel gave me.
анальную пробку?
The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Would you recognize me in one of these? I suppose not.
Оу,
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
Сейчас мы будем, видимо, восстанавливать.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. A bloody handprint. The wounded person was here for some time. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Давай попробуем.
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here.
Так, ну все началось с того, что получил по башке, правильно? Оу. А что такое? Вот он. Какой нож? То есть вот он получает по башке. Он его тащит. Здесь он заканчивает ритуал. Сам в это время моет руки и складывает одежду. И затем выходит к гостям.
The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
Так, что итоги? Значит, взять смерти Фабио. Лежа на алтаре. Хорошо, дальше. У убийцы был ключ от комнаты с алтарем. Угу. А чё? Если выяснить, у кого есть ключ от комнаты, круг подозреваемых сузится. Хорошо, дальше. Фабио убили в ходе ритуала. А, ну это пока еще не ясно, видимо, да?
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all. The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry. I know you cannot... untangle this mess.
I've worked up an appetite since...
Kurt Manchios, I presume?
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
As you wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent...
I need to find all those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on? Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
Что-то я не понял. Это меня уже положили? А, всех. По башке. Нихера себе.
It's you. Committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience. Your Grace.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we had Vogel in his letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid. I can't go back to prison. Look, I found Werner.
Вон он.
Werner, are you all right?
Oh, yes, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
Не теряйте надежды. Так, а он сказал что-то про улики. Получив сообщение о теле, найденном после сатанического ритуала, полиция организовала обыск особняка Курта Манчиоса. Полицейские арестовали нескольких подозреваемых и разогнали толпу людей в масках, которые застали за непристойными и противоестественными занятиями. Тело убитого с ножевой раной в груди было найдено на алтаре, а полицейские опознали убитого как местного артиста Фабио, 20 лет. Фогель при себе имел письмо с оскорбительного содержания, написано рукой убитого. Утверждает, что обнаружил тело первым, известен и излишней эксцентричностью. Шерлок при себе имел орудие убийства и другие улики. Его пригласили другой подозреваемый, вероятная цель — попытка воспрепятствовать официальному расследованию. Ага.
Back on track to solve the case.
Я, Сантос Пинчетти, хочу сообщить о подозрении на убийство в особняке Манчиоса в Гранд-Сарае. Сантос Манчетти. Ау! Во время подготовки к званому вечеру я услышал громкие звуки из закрытой алтарной комнаты и сразу понял, что Курт Манчиос собственной персоной велел принести в жертву живого человека. Я увидел на стенах кровь, везде были нарисованы странные символы, а из груди мужчины торчал кинжал. Справившись с потрясением, я поспешил сообщить все в полицию. Из участка в особняк направили патруль, а свидетель вернулся домой. Чтобы получить доступ к уликам, нужно предъявить этот талон. Так, во-первых, вызвал полицию. Пинчетти следует арестовать и допросить. В своих показаниях умолчал о том, что у него был ключ. Ага.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Fabio knew the risks. Selling his body to degenerates who hid behind robes and masks, it could not end well.
That's only your distorted understanding of safety. Officers here, they wear robes and masks too. It's a dangerous lifestyle. But it's not as though we were given many other choices.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Помада, кстати. А, кровоподтеки получены недавно. Татуировка сделана самостоятельно. Грызет ногти, нервничает. Оу! Ее связывали? Оу. Клеймо. Матиста, партнерша Фабио по выступлению. У нее была тяжелая жизнь, ребенком она попала в рабство, как и Фабио. У них на теле одинаковые метки. С тех времен у нее остались шрамы и воспоминания о давних несчастьях терзают ее до сих пор. После долгих лет издевательств Матиста больше не заботит, что происходит с ее телом. Она продается гостям, позволяет делать с собой все, что им угодно. Для нее нет никаких границ. У нее было тяжело. Так, Матиста увлекается мистицизмом, ее тело покрыто татуировками в виде оккультных символов. Она пытается забыть о прошлом. Значит, нервничает, получено недавно. Клеймо. Я не знаю. Решена от своего тела, я думаю. Потому что она сказала,
You
что...
have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale? It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, and the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Gordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes. I know I can handle the news.
Я так понимаю, мне нужно в архив, да?
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers, the new...
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's murderer, there will be no need to meet with the boars again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy, after all.
I need to examine you first.
Косметикой. Сыпят краски для волос. В спешке мыла руки. Очень дорогие. Значит, пользуется косметикой, сыпь. Так, при этом, если пытается скрыть свой возраст, молодые гостей пользуются косметикой и красить волосы. Нет. Таким образом, нужно постоянно следить за чистотой. Ради этого красит волосы и обильно носит на коже химическое. Ладно. Я не знаю, как
You
так.
are so focused on cleanliness that these products are severely damaging your skin.
I would laugh at you. Ha! If only my cheeks didn't hurt. Not exactly. I try to take care of my body. A young man who has yet to confront his own aging couldn't hope to understand.
These chemicals are quite literally melting your face.
Ah, the price of beauty. I'll be fine. I'm sure of it.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true labourers, I see. Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services. You'd better ask someone else. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him. I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Так, что, чертоги опять полезли? Любил Фабио. Бляха, никуда. Готовился к оргии. Тщательно готовился к оргии на званном вечере. Так, готовился к оргии на званом вечеру. Убив Фабио, Курт начал смыл с себя кровь. Ну, пока... Да. Над Матистом извались гости. Ну, это понятно. Так, Матиста ударил... Синяки у Матиста появились после стычки с Фабио в курительной. Пока неизвестно ни хрена. Это еще все такое. Вилами по воде писано. Так, явно сюда мне в архив.
You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer. I've nothing to say about this. You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer. I've nothing to say about this. I've nothing to say about this. The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here.
А что, все? У меня только одна это?
They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number...
Thank you.
You can question... Mr. Pinchetti in the interrogation room.
Don't look at them. They'll serve us if necessary.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 сюда, да?
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in...
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Давай опять наблюдать. Зашивали не раз. Псориаз или аллергия. Крашеная ткань. Наступил в кровь. Мистер Пинчетти хватает денег, но он предпочитает их не тратить. Недостатки внешности он скрывает под дешевой косметикой. Чтобы костюм выглядел новее, мистер несколько раз ее красил, регулярно зашивал. На его коже видны характерные следы псориаза. Мистер Пинчетти прячет их под слоем косметики. Одежда много раз зашита и заштопана. Я не знаю.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide, under heavy makeup, a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less...
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always Fabio-centric.
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose. Please let me out.
Так, смывая с себя кровь после убийства, Сантос Пинчетти не заметил пятна на ботинке. Смывая с себя кровь после убийства, Сантос Пинчетти не заметил пятно на ботинке. Вероятно, Сантос наступил, когда обнаружил место преступления.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
В завещании приложена записка, она гласит: «Дорогой мой слизняк Сантос, раз уж ты так слезно просил включить тебя в завещание, я решил его переписать. Вот моя последняя воля. Сантосу Пинчете, мажорного моего особняка, я завещаю банку воска для укладки усов и солевую лампу в надежде, что он будет вечно помнить своего заботливого работодателя Курта Манчиоса».
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the...
Так. Старается зря. Пинчетти был вынужден трудиться на Манчиосу, чтобы получить наследство, но его надежды не оправдались.
Please let me out.
Так, а мне теперь, наверное, надо к Манчиосе, да, спросить про завещание.
I've no idea about that. I've no idea about that.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
Бляха, на самом деле ни хрена непонятно.
I know I can handle the news.
Please let me out.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Наверное, в архив опять.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
Так, ладно, на этом, пожалуй, мы серию закончим. Тут еще разбираться и разбираться. А, вот талон на улики. Чтобы получить доступ к улик, нужно предоставить талон.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, officer, I'm clueless.
А к кому здесь обратиться?
Do you know anything about this?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Ask one of the others.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
В комнате для улик. А где у нас комната для улик?
Are you able to help me?
All my relatives were treated like dogs by the coppers. So why should I care? Did you hear Basil?
Мастерская капелла, труп, что-то в сейф. Не понял.
Did you hear Basilio Capello is in...
I was being very stealthy, Sherlock, and you threw it all away. Come on, pull yourself together.
Did you hear Basilio?
Ну вот так. Меня заинтриговали слухи об аресте Базилио Капелло, владельца знаменитой мастерской Капелло. Обстоятельства дела довольно примечательны. В сейфе в магазине был обнаружен труп мужчины Николы Детти. Базилио утверждает, что невиновен, но улики говорят об обратном. А вот улики. Так.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah!
An emergency kit for boredom.
Приступ скуки. Письмо было в ящике с уликами, найденного у Фогеля. Совсем не можешь держать себя в руках, по крайней мере, в моем присутствии. Не собираюсь терпеть твои придирки. Я буду проводить время, как хочу и с кем хочу. А тебе не матиста. Не думаю, что можешь меня купить. Разумеется, оставлю у себя твои щедрые пожертвования. Пусть они и не окупят твою последнюю истерику. Я ухожу, остается только...
Not the time for privacy.
Тиста.
Werner's personal sketchbook.
Что там как-то прочитал? Сам ничего не понял.
A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner. It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone. All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings. Her key to the altar room.
Значит, Матиста тоже могла зайти.
That's not for bedtime reading. This ex libris belongs to Manchios Library.
В ходе задержания полицейские обнаружили эту книгу в сумке Матисты. Судя по эксклибрису, она принадлежит мистеру Манчиосу. В ней подобран написанный проиллюстрированный ритуал, похожий на тот, что провели в комнате с алтарем. Подготовьте ногой тело недавно умершего, начертайте символы Марса и Венеры, чтобы приумножить ваш дар за счет энергии мужского и женского начала. Пронзите сердце умершего золотым кинжалом, дабы вытекла кровь, что вас не любит. Начертайте символ своей любви в ожидании воскрешения, читайте заклинания. Кстати, вполне возможно, что она вуду, магия, вот это вот. Что она магию вуду использовала. Судя по содержанию словам Сантоса, Пинчетти письмо могло быть адресовано Курту Манчиосу.
Don't look at them. They'll serve us if necessary.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so. Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to...
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him, but I suppose I'm not as skilled.
Так. Сила любви. Возможно, Матиста приобретал с Фабио, чтобы кто-то вновь ее полюбил. Фабио разбил ему чувство сердца, знал о чувствах Куртом и разбил ему сердце.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were in...
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasure.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of...
He did not consider himself as yours. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabi.
Пойдем теперь к Фогелю.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to...
I hope your attempt to put...
You being on a bender?
Touché. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I can't follow you here. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I can't follow you here. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after...
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
Прикольно. Одурманенный Фогель сам забрал письмо. Письмо команды, чтобы отвести от себя подозрения.
I know I can handle the news.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer.
This letter proves nothing. Fabio wrote it to Mr. Manchios. It's time...
Do you really think I'm that naive?
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with...
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the...
Well, fine, but you're just wasting...
Так, и чего? Так, ладно, на этом мы серию закончим. Видимо, финал этой истории мы узнаем в следующей серии. Вот, видимо, нам надо принять будет решение в чертогах, чтобы что-то получилось, и прийти к общему как бы знаменателю, узнать, кто, вывести, кто будет убийца, потому что я, честно говоря, хрен его знает. Потому что вроде бы и девка могла из-за ритуала, и Пинчетти мог из-за того, что тот уходит. В общем, подумаем еще. На этом я с вами прощаюсь. Как всегда, не скучайте. Увидимся в новых видео. Всем пока.